This video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino.
Good morning, everybody. Before we jump into this video, I did want to take a second and just say a few words about the late Ravens offensive line coach, Joe D'Alessandris, who passed away sadly the other day. For those of you that follow me on Twitter or follow me on here, I got into film study pretty heavily about 5-6 years ago. So basically, I've only been studying Ravens O-line's coach by Coach Joe D. And so this one hits home. He is, a guy that no one ever had a bad thing to say about. He's a guy that just lived, breathed football. And, I know this is going to have a huge impact on the organization. And, this season's for Coach Joe D'Alessandris. So I want to take a minute just to kind of say a few words, send my thoughts, my prayers. Hopefully we can all do that as a community to Coach Joe D and his family. Obviously, they're mourning. One thing that gave me some comfort, reading that Jeff Zrebiec article that came out a few months ago is, Coach Joe D lost his wife a few years ago. And, I know reading that article and reading his quotes, how hard that was on him. So knowing he's now reunited with his lovely wife, that's something that, gives us all a little bit of comfort. So rest in peace, Coach D. And, we're looking at the labor of your craft today. So thank you. Welcome in, everybody. It's your guy Cole Jackson here, back on Road Graders, and we're going to be taking a look at the offensive line. A lot of people have some concerns, rightfully so. 3 new starters, and we have lots of tape. So this is going to be a pretty long video. I'm going to try and subtitle it, so if you guys are interested in certain guys or certain aspects of the Ravens offensive line, hopefully those will be chaptered so you guys can skip through the video, watch what you want to watch, and before we jump into it, thank you to BetUS for powering this video. And as always, hit that like button, hit subscribe if you're new here, and let's jump right into it. Kind of what sparked this is, for some context, is Jeff Zrebiec put a tweet out with a quote from John Harbaugh saying, they've figured out their offensive line. They know who's going to be starting, and he wasn't going to make an announcement, but he did mention a tackle rotation. So what that tells me is the O-line you saw throughout camp, with the interior of Andrew Voorhees at left guard, Daniel Falele at right guard, and then Patrick McCary and Roger Rosengarten rotating at right tackle. That's probably going to be your week 1 line. So what I want to do here, and we're going to start, and this is going to be all 3 preseason games put into one. I'm not looking to sell you guys, snake oil here, but what I want to look at is, what were the issues? And are they fixable? And, what's that kind of path to development and we should be keeping our eyes on? So we're going to start in pass protection because I've been reading a lot of, this line's going to get Lamar killed. And I just don't think that was the case. I think Andrew Voorhees struggled. We're going to start with him. But you're going to see Daniel Falele and Roger Rosengarten actually look pretty darn good. So let's start off with Andrew Voorhees. And so we're going to start with identifying what I think his problem is because he had one of those weird situations where I just find his problem is so easy to identify. He's kind of doing the same thing over and over again, and that's playing with those high hands. So let's kind of go through a few clips here just to kind of show you. So we're going to see him get out in his kick step, and you're going to see right there. So people will look at this and say it's his anchor, but this is really a technique issue with his hands landing high. You can see his hands right there, giving up his chest, and he's going to get walked back a little bit. So this is going to be a consistent theme that kind of goes through some of these clips as we get into the next one. Obviously, he struggled mightily against the Falcons, so you're going to see him lunge here. And so he's going to kick out. You see, notice how in the last snap he was kicking out to his left, kicking out to his wide side. He's going to do it again. And this is where he gets walked for the sack on Josh Johnson. So again, this isn't an anchor issue. This is hand placement. So he's going to reach. And basically you're going to see his left hand go outside while his feet are moving inside. And this is just your hands and feet not being in tuned right there. And you end up reaching, you end up getting turned around, give up the sack. So again, another rep here. We go out to our left, and there we are reaching again. So this is right there. You can see that extension. So we got hands out, and it's just patience, like just staying patient in your stance, getting out, using your feet, and then you see the hezzy step. Hezzy step just absolutely took him apart because they know he's mistiming his punch. So this is punch timing, hand placement, all chronic issues. You're going to see it again here. He's back out to his left, out to the wide side. There's that hand shooting out high. It's basically on his face mask, and then he gets swam on the inside. So no pressure given up there. Ball came out. But then we're going to see some reps, and this gives me some hope, where nice inside cuff hands. So you see right here from the engagement point, you're going to see those inside hands, and there's that curve back we want to see. Nice anchor drop. Look at that stout pocket. All day to sit there and, throw it up. And then, we see it again here in the Eagles game. Nice inside hands. They were much better timed, and this is him again kicking out to his left. Just better timing, right? So he's not shooting his hands before his feet get to the place. So there we go. Boom, going to pick up that. This was really a great rep because he's going to pass that off and then come back inside and lay the boom and walk him across the pocket. So rather than just let him in this way, he's going to push him out that side. So beautiful rep there. Again, inside hands. We saw it. I thought he played much better in the Green Bay Packers game personally, but you're going to see it right here. You can see 94. If we go back and skip it, you're going to see Ray. Let me see if I can get the right point. There's his hands, both of them, out wide. And we can't see the backside, but his hands are extended through. So he's going to land that inside, and then you just see him sit. Look. Boom, 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 boom. So a little bit of improvement there. You're seeing the difference in the strike timing and the hand placement. He's got a kick out to his left here again. We got those wide vortex over top of the tackles. So there he is out wide. And, he reaches a little bit here, but, I'm okay with that because he didn't lean. So he gets out and he kicks. And then he's going to be able to pick up that inside, and he's going to finish the jumper. So, much better reps there. This is just something that, again, I find it's like, okay, what's going to happen? I find that, it's a much cleaner issue because it's the same thing over and over again. And then you also have reps of him doing it properly. So the question isn't just, is this going to be cleaned up week one? I'm sure it's going to be a constant problem through his rookie. It's all about building consistency. But we can see him do the thing that he's struggling with and do it well. So that gives you a little bit of hope. So, I think he's got to improve to get there. I'm not trying to make it sound like sunshine and rainbows. There's clearly a problem. I think we looked at the problem, but we also looked at, him fixing little pieces, especially in that Green Bay Packers game. And then in this one, we're going to get out there, and we're going to look at Daniel Falele. And so we're moving over to the right guard spot, and, you're going to see him against Jalen Phillips right up on him as a 3-tech. And this was really what Falele did so well in pass pro. There's that inside hands, that length, and then the grip strength. And he's just a big guy to get around. So here we're going to get him out in space a little bit. And this is what his kind of strength is. So he's obviously going to struggle with quickness. We know he's got cement feet. So, he's out in space here. Defender's going to knock his hands down. But the length to recover and just push out the back of the pocket. Like, look at that length. There's not many guards with, 38-inch arms. So just looking a lot better there. Voorhees picking up that inside stunt, nice, or not inside stunt, inside crossface. Get back into this Falcons game with Falele, and then we're seeing good little inside move protection here. So again, we want to see he's going to extend. He's using his length. You see that left arm shooting through as someone crosses his face. We got good feet here, and then look at those chop feet. Like, that's just a beautiful rep. Attacking that inside. Absolutely no issue for Daniel Falele. Let's jump into our ad read.
Hey guys, before we move on, I want to take a second to thank the sponsor of this video. This video is powered by BetUS, the go-to this year for NFL betting. As you can see, I'm here on the NFL Week 1 page. Let's just take a second to look how easy it is to place a bet on your Ravens money line and the over. We're just going to punch those in. They're going to load up. As you can see, we can hit them straight, or we're going to parlay those bad boys. We're going to go over here. We're going to risk 100 on it to bring in 337. Place my bets. It's that easy. You just simply cannot beat how easy this system is. Plus, BetUS offers the fastest payouts in the industry. And right now, when you sign up by clicking the link down below, you can get a 125% deposit bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. BetUS is fast and easy, 24/7, 365, personalized service, so that when you hit that big win, you're never alone. Plus, they offer live wagering on all major sports and the best betting variety in the business. Thank you to BetUS for sponsoring this video.
So we're going to continue this cruise on with Daniel Falele. So as we're seeing here, we're using our length well on the inside. We're masking those kind of quickness deficiencies, and we're seeing good grip strength. So good things in pass pro in these clips. And we're in that Packers game. And then you're going to just see good arm extension there. You know, this, obviously, Nick Samac kind of comes in at the end. But there's, you know, locking in that, you know, using his length so well. So, I mean, this is what I wanted to see out of him. Here we're going to have to get out in space. We got Vortex over top of the tackles again. And, you know, this one was funny because poor hand placement. His hands kind of miss. You see his right hand kick out there. And then he's giving up his body. And, you know, no pause on this video, but he's so darn girthy. Like, he's hard to run around because of his size. So even when someone gets up into his chest, you know, it's not easy to move him around. He had that left hand, you know, kind of locked. And that's just kind of that. He's so massive. You're pushing 360 pounds. Beautiful touchdown by Tylan Wallace. So, you know, these are just the things that I think are going to give Daniel Falele a natural advantage. You know, we're going to get a little nice recovery here, so you're going to see he's going to shoot his hands, get them knocked away. See, it looks like he's giving up a lane right here, but there's that recovery with his length. So I just found the way he was using his length in pass protection just gives him such an advantage. You're seeing it here too. This is picking up a linebacker, so he's going to kind of pick up the blitz. You see him kind of stepping in. Good processing, good quick feet, good length. Josh Johnson goes for the scramble. So just really good stuff here. Now we're going to get into Roger Rosengarten, obviously a guy that I'm very excited about. Watch him out in space doing some of these things that he does so well. So you're going to just see him, you know, moving like a power forward. Look at that. Like, that is the way he gets out there in space, picks up his man, and then absorbs the anchor. And the way he can just kind of sit back. Nice lower body fluidity in his knees and his ankles. And there's that bent back. You know, just completely standing up his man. So it's really, for me, it's the way he moves in space, the way that I think he's going to be able to do a lot of those 5-man protections. You know, you see him right here, you know, the running back, tight end moving out. So they're going out in patterns. He's got to be asked to just block that edge. And then he's going to get out there and look at that independent hand usage. So as he comes in, you're going to see right there, he's going to use that inside hand just to kind of push him around, and all the fluidity and athleticism to then turn with him. So he pushes him and then just turns. He's facing him in the back of the pocket, and you can see he continue to mirror there. So he's not just pushing him out of the side of the back of the pocket and then his back is to the, or his back's to the man. He's just able to, you know, continue to mirror him. He's going to pick up this guy on the outside, redirect inside, drop that anchor. So anchor was a huge concern, obviously, is a concern in the run game, but in the pass game, moving well. Absolutely dominating. You see him right there. Like, just this is one of those clips where, you know, he's got the wide tech, so basically in a wide 9 here, and he's just got to get out in space, 45-degree set, independent hands. You're going to see, you know, just him moving with them. You know, looks like he's playing defense in basketball. That's the best way to explain it. Going to get out in space again here on this rep. See, so what I like about this one is defender's going to come in and try and chop his hands right there. You see that? This hand right here, it's going to come down and try and chop that hand, but he's able to keep moving his feet, reassert his arms. So that's quickness with his feet, but also quickness with his hands. So watch that as he comes down, chop, and then punch right back out and lock him in. So just, I found there's Tylan Wallace going again. So just doing that so consistently. Obviously, though, concerns in the run game. So I'm not going to, you know, I did a video on this last week. I have significant concerns in the run game. And it's really, it's a combination of things. It's maintaining, and I find they get leverage well. They create leverage in the run game well. We'll definitely see some clips where they don't on individuals, but they're not maintaining leverage in zone. So as you're going to see here, well, I mean, also there's the Daniel Falele quickness in the run game is a huge issue. So you're going to see there's going to be power left. You get those down blocks. Really good cave in here. Daniel Falele coming out, and he's just not getting to his mark quick enough. He's too high. He's outside. You know, it's just not a good rep there. So he's got to be much more inside. He's got to be attacking that inside shoulder. He's basically got to bend that curve, and you know, it forces. You know, obviously we're fine here because Josh Jones right here on the down block ends up making a spectacular block on right there on 45. Owen Wright reads off of it. Pretty bad linebacker play by the Eagles. So it works, but that's not how it's designed, right? Like, Daniel Falele isn't supposed to turn like that and then end up on the ground. So, you know, good outcome, bad process, we'll call it. But you're going to see kind of what I mean here. So we're going to get a run with Rasheen Ali. So on the backside here, this is going to be on Voorhees. So he has to get that inside hand, or outside hand, sorry, get it on this shoulder, pass it to Josh Jones, who's going to overtake, and then he's got to get into level 2 because he's on the backside, which he does. You know, good pass, good overtake by Josh Jones, but then the linebacker's able to dip him. He's not able to kind of clear that out, and so it forces that cutback. Whereas if he's able to get him into a drive block situation, move him up that way, we have really good, clean blocks on this side of the line. And so there it is, just one guy forcing that cutback. Good play by the linebacker too, no doubt, but forcing that cutback and not able to do much with it. So that was kind of a consistent problem. It's kind of getting to those leverage points and maintaining it in the run game. And so here we're going to see another one. This is going to be on, is this one on Voorhees? Yeah, so Voorhees again. So we're in outside zone here. So we're moving this way, and we're going to cut this one back, but then we're playing outside leverage here. We got to get back inside here, and it just kind of forces that. Roger Rosengarten wasn't able to overtake on the backside too. See him, he's got to get this inside shoulder and keep it sealed. So there he gets to his point, but then kind of, you know, loses leverage a little bit as the help comes in. So ideally we want to bend this run out a little bit wider. Obviously Charlie Kolar gets stood up out here, so that was the main problem there. But just, you know, again, maintaining leverage in the run game. Here we're going to get an issue with the deuce block here by Rosengarten and Falele. So this is inside zone to the left, or duos? Looks like inside zone to the left. So again, Falele wants to get his outside hand on this inside shoulder, pass that off to Rosengarten, who's going to overtake. Rosengarten is fighting that inside, but Falele gets his face crossed way too quickly. He's not able to get inside, and that just frees a linebacker to run through the gap. And then that's going to force the cutback. So again, it's not necessarily making those direct tackles, but it's blowing up your run game, forcing him back into territory. So what you want to see here is a lot more quickness. You want to see this left foot take a big step this way, this inside hand get in here, help Rosengarten overtake, give him time with his quickness. And I mean, he takes that left step pretty quick. You're seeing it there, but he is slanting inwards. So that's why Falele's got to beat him there, get that outside leverage on him, and instead he loses inside leverage, which is the worst thing that could happen because now Rosengarten can't overtake that. So they're both blocking one guy. Obviously Falele gets there in the end, but the damage is already done in the run game. So again, maintaining leverage. We're going to get the pin and pull here. So this is just, again, quickness, right? Everybody else moves pretty well, but Falele a little bit too slow to overtake this D tackle, and he's just going to follow it out and kind of blow up that run there, 62. So this is where Falele he's got to be quicker. You know, that's a tough block. He's got a 4-tech over top of the tackle, and he's got to get out there quickly and get to that outside shoulder. So I'm not trying to say that this is an easy block to make, but these are the type of this is the type of run game they want to run. You know, they want to play inside zone, outside zone, use these tosses, get creative in the run game. So we need quick guards, guys that are going to be able to get to those spots to be able to do it, or else this is going to happen. So more just looking at what they're being asked to do in this scheme. This is just a Voorhees issue. Kind of the same thing, right? We're working a combination block here with Josh Jones. We need to, looks like duos, maybe inside zone. We want to get inside here, and Voorhees is going to basically end up getting his face crossed. So just maintaining leverage, staying in it. Once we get it, consistent problem. You know, and this was Roger Rosengarten on the backside, not able to overtake. This one frustrated me because Falele, you can kind of see, you know, what I was complaining about last game. So you're going to see that hard step by Falele here. So he's taking that hard step. I was just asking him to take that, but he's still got to be able to pass off that block. He's got to get some sort of, you know, pressure there, and he just misses with his hand. Like, he just kind of punches at his inside shoulder. He's got to give a little bit more help to Rosengarten there, because that's a hard block to overtake, and it's supposed to be a combo block. So Rosengarten's going to get cut inside, probably look bad there. Like, this one was probably a negative grade on Rosengarten, but I think that's on Falele. That can't be the help you get. Like, if you're going to do that, you damn well better hit your hand in the middle of his chest and be able to give him that help, just to be able to overtake that. And then, so like, Falele doing the right concept here, but not executing enough on his main block. And then I think we get into one here where is just a bad block by Rosengarten. Nope. No, this is just a pretty good block. Falele on this one, though. Just, losing that leverage, right? So he got a little bit of extra help from Ben Cleveland at center. So there's Cleveland leaning in. Falele should be over to overtake. That's kind of what I mean, right? Cleveland's giving him that help while getting into the second level. You see Cleveland come off there. Falele's got enough space. He's got to get up there, get low, drop his butt a little bit, get into that outside shoulder, and he still ends up losing leverage across his face. So, I thought Cleveland did a really good job there, but not so much Daniel Falele. So just it's kind of the same problem, right? We're getting out in zone and we're losing our leverage essentially in the run game. This one, I thought they ran actually pretty well. I don't know why I put this in here. Actually, I love that savviness by Falele. Falele gets out there working that with Rosengarten, and he's got both his guys sealed, so he just kind of stands up, kind of boxes them out. Good play. Maybe I want to show you guys what it looks like when they do it well. So, that's kind of a combination of all those blocks put into one. So, this is kind of what I'm looking at when I look at the offensive line. So, what I see is a decent potential for a pass blocking unit. I think that's really clear. I thought Rosengarten did a good job. I think Voorhees struggled, but I think his issues are not going to last a very long time, truthfully. I think he's going to fix those because I'm confident in identifying the issue. I mean, I was able to identify it, and this isn't, my profession. But, in the run game, those are bigger concerns to me because it's kind of a few guys constantly losing, and in a zone scheme, you have to work together as a unit, and there's going to be a big lack of chemistry early in the year. So the reason I wanted to do this video, if you're kind of here like, okay, what are you showing me? It's basically like, let's get away from this narrative of this offensive line is going to get Lamar killed, because their pass protection's actually been okay. I'm a lot more worried about the run game from an offensive line perspective than I am in pass protection, especially when you're adding Ronnie Stanley, who's healthy, and you're adding Tyler Linderbaum, who's a top 5 center. So, the way I look at it is in pass pro, things actually look okay right now, but we got to be able to move bodies in the run game. They brought in Derrick Henry. They spent money on him. They finally kind of have that elite running back in their system. My God, let's be able to push some bodies so that he can do what he does so well, be at his best. So, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Are you worried about this offensive line? Is everybody overreacting? Drop a comment down below. Let me know. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown. I hope this helped you guys. And, as always, hit subscribe if you're new here. Thank you to BetUS for sponsoring this video.